Welcome to the untamed frontier of the Wild West, an era of lawlessness and high stakes. We're journeying back to a time when the Nevada desert was a stage for legends, a place where history was made and rewritten with every sunrise. This is a tale from the heart of this land, a story of daring and danger that shook Nevada to its core. Imagine, if you will, the boomtown of Virginia City, Nevada, a place where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. This was a town where the only law was the law of the gun, and where a man's worth was measured in silver and gold. At the center of it all was Black Jack Reynolds, a man as notorious as he was elusive. Known far and wide for his ruthless efficiency, Black Jack had a reputation for robbing stagecoaches and banks, leaving only dust in his wake. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Black Jack hatched a daring plan. The First National Bank of Virginia City, a veritable fortress of wealth, was his target. It was said to be impregnable, the vault secure and the guards vigilant. But Black Jack, with his audacious streak and cunning mind, relished the challenge. Black Jack's gang was a motley crew of misfits and outlaws, each with their own tale of defiance and rebellion. There was Quick Draw Quincy, a gambler with a knack for getting out of tight spots, and Silent Sam, a former miner who knew the land like the back of his hand. Then there was Mad Dog Morgan, the muscle of the group, known for his towering size and brute strength. And lastly, Dead-Eye Daisy, the sharpshooter who never missed a mark. They spent long nights strategizing, poring over maps of the town and the bank's blueprints, rehearsing their roles and timing their moves down to the second. Despite the risks, the mood was buoyant. The thrill of the chase, the lure of the loot, it was intoxicating. This was not just a heist, it was a statement, a challenge to the establishment and the so-called law of the land. With his gang of hardened criminals at his side, he set his sights on the biggest score of his career. But as Black Jack and his gang made their escape, they were confronted by an unexpected challenge. The echo of gunshots faded into the crisp desert air, replaced by the clamor of alarm bells and the screams of startled townsfolk. The dusty streets of Virginia City had erupted into chaos as people scrambled for cover, ducking into doorways and alleyways, their faces etched with fear and disbelief. In the midst of this bedlam, the First National Bank stood like a wounded beast, its vault a gaping hole from which the gang had extracted a king's ransom. Gold coins, gleaming like the desert sun, were hastily stuffed into worn-out sacks, their weight threatening to rip the seams apart. The air was thick with tension as the outlaws, their faces hidden behind grimy kerchiefs, loaded the loot onto their horses. Just when it seemed the audacious heist was a success, a new figure emerged from the chaos, Sheriff James Cooper. A no-nonsense lawman with a steely gaze and a reputation for upholding justice, Cooper was a formidable opponent. His silhouette, cast against the setting sun, was a beacon of order amidst the pandemonium. His voice, firm and unwavering, cut through the clamor like a knife, demanding the outlaws to surrender. The local sheriff, a no-nonsense lawman named Sheriff James Cooper, stood in their path, determined to uphold justice at any cost. For days, the chase raged on, with Black Jack and his gang narrowly evading capture at every turn. Like a deadly game of cat and mouse, they dashed through the rugged wilderness of Nevada, their hoofbeats echoing in the vast expanse of the desert. The relentless pursuit was a test of endurance, a trial of wills between the law and the outlaws. The terrain was treacherous, the stakes high, the sun blazed overhead, casting long shadows that danced on the dust-choked trails. The outlaw band, skilled in evasion, used every trick in the book to elude their pursuers. They zigzagged through the rocky canyons, dashed across the scorching desert, and disappeared into the labyrinth of the mountain passes. Yet hot on their heels was Sheriff Cooper, a steady beacon of justice in this lawless chase. His determination was unwavering, his resolve as tough as the leather of his worn saddle. His posse was relentless, their pursuit as ceaseless as the desert wind. They navigated the rough terrain with a singular purpose: to bring the outlaws to justice. The tension grew palpable as the chase wore on. Each near miss, each narrow escape, only served to heighten the suspense. But just when it seemed like they might escape into the vastness of the desert, Sheriff Cooper closed in, his steely gaze never wavering. In the end, it was a battle of wits and wills, with the fate of Nevada hanging in the balance. As the sun blazed down on the dusty canyon, an eerie silence fell. The only sounds to be heard were the distant cries of hawks and the faint whistling of the desert wind. The tension was palpable. Black Jack Reynolds, the infamous outlaw, and Sheriff James Cooper, the embodiment of law and order, stood face to face, their eyes locked in a battle of resolve. Each man was a legend in his own right, one for his audacious crimes, the other for his unwavering pursuit of justice. But now fate had brought them together in a showdown that would determine the course of history. The air was thick with anticipation as they sized each other up, their hands hovering over their holsters. In a flash, shots rang out, echoing off the canyon walls. The showdown had reached its climax. When the dust settled, Black Jack Reynolds lay defeated, his reign of terror brought to an end by the steely resolve of Sheriff Cooper. Justice had prevailed. In the aftermath, the tale of the daring heist and the thrilling chase became the stuff of legend, a testament to the wild and untamed spirit of the West. And so the Wild West lived on, its spirit of adventure and daring deeds echoing through the ages. That is how the West was won. This is how Nevada branded its name into the history books forever. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted of new inspiring travel history stories. Until next time, have a wonderful day, y'all.